In this video, I'm going to talk about solving one-step inequalities. As you can see, you have to solve in order to arrive the value of x. And again, this is not an equation, it is an inequality because you do have symbols like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than equal to. So I have few things here on the screen. So these are my math emojis. It tells me based on the symbol whether it's going to be an empty circle or a solid circle, and the working part for this inequality is going to be over here in this green background document. So let's take a look. So instead of looking at it as a sum symbol, you can replace that with an equal sign, solve your equations, and then change the equal sign back to the symbol that was provided to you. Usually when I have a letter or a variable or a pronumeral, all synonyms, right? On the right side, I prefer having a letter to my left. So I flip, making the right hand side become left and left become right hand side. So this becomes x minus 7. At the moment, I'm treating it as an equation, equals negative 12. You solve it like a regular equation. So you end up as x is equal to negative 5. But remember, we swapped the left and the right. So that means the symbol now should have been flipped as well. So x is less than negative 5. Now how do you graph it? So whenever you have symbols like these, they're going to be empty circles, which means you're not including negative 5, but x have to be all the numbers less than negative 5. So you would highlight the number line showing an arrow going in this direction. Next example, n minus 6 is less than or equal to negative 14. So you would solve this by adding 6 on both sides. Therefore, n is less than or equal to negative 8. So when you have this symbol, you're going to refer to this math emoji, which tells you that it have to be a solid dot. That means you are including that number. So negative 8 is included. That's why you have a solid dot, and it is still less than, so going in the left direction. The next example, a minus 17 is greater than negative 16. So you would add plus 17 on both sides. Positive and a negative, they cancel each other. So a is greater than 1. Greater than 1 have to be going in the right direction. Based on the symbol, we would refer to it as an empty circle. And the graphing would be something like this. Now pay attention to the next slide. So these, as you know, have some fractions, right? So n over 3 is greater than 3. So whenever you have a fraction, what do you do to get rid of something? You do the opposite. So divide opposite is multiply. So you multiply both sides with 3, cancelling off the 3. So this becomes 9. So n is greater than 9. Refer to your math emoji for your clues, and then you just simply would graph it. All good, so far so good. Now, but when it comes to dividing with a negative number, you need to follow a certain rule. So negative 9x is greater than or equal to negative 90. For solving x, you would get positive 10. But whenever you're dividing with a negative number, you have to flip the symbol. That's very important for you to know. Okay, so this becomes x is less than or equal to 10. The reason being, when you substitute the values, the original inequality have to make sense. So choose a number that is less than or equal to 10. That means 10 is included here, right? So if you put negative 9 times 10 is negative 90. Now, whereas if you choose, so the equality matches. Let's choose a number that is less than 10. So let's choose 9. So negative 9 times 9 is negative 81, which is greater than or equal to negative 90. Remember, when it comes to negative numbers, the smaller the negative number, the higher the value it is. That means it's greater. But if you still stick with the original, saying that if x is greater than, if this was not flipped, let's see if it makes sense. If x is greater than or equal to 10, so you would have chosen, let's say, 11. Negative 11 times negative 9, that's negative 99. Negative 99 is greater than or equal to negative 90. That inequality would have been incorrect. So whenever you're dividing with negative numbers, standard rule, flip the symbol. Okay, so that's a special case scenario. And then the next example is right here. The same thing. Whenever you're dividing with a negative number, flip the sign. So divide by negative 12, this would have become 14, but to satisfy the original inequality, you have to flip the symbol. It means a is less than 14. Based on the symbol, it's going to be an empty circle because it is a is greater than, did I not flip this? Oh, first I switched the, I should have brought my letter to the left. So because it is showing this way, a has to, and it have to be flipped. These two are actually the same, guys, I'm sorry, but it would have been the other way. A is greater than 14. So remember, letters to the left, and then you would divide with negative 12. But because you are when you flipped it, the symbol would have been something like this, and then again you would have flipped it and made the symbol greater this way. Okay, so my apologies, this should have been the other way. So a is greater than 14, this is correct here, and then it's empty circle going towards right. All right, thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching, and hope this was quite helpful, and have a blessed day.